Hello guys, let's continue part 3, the discussion and presentation of pressure vessel. So we have to go on the materials, alloy grades and designations. That's why they put the alloy grades, because they mention all the related P numbers of the alloy steel. This is a most important part of the materials to determine the grade, because in order to the construction engineer, welding engineer, to know the P numbers of the related of the grades. This is CS, P11, P22, P5, P9 is S410. So from this, the construction engineer or welding engineer can determine which welding procedure they want to utilize or they want to use, because in order for this one, they can determine the electrodes and filler wires we are using when we conduct the fabrication and welding job. So without this grades and base metal characteristics, we cannot determine the as you know, we cannot determine the application of the WPS, which contains the electrodes and welding rods. We cannot determine what we are using for this type of the fabrication, connection and welding. Okay. So pressure equipment categories. So there is a simple pressure vessel, simple receivers, unfired, gas cylinders, LPG cylinders, transportable 2-piece cylinders, 3-piece cylinders. There is unfired pressure vessel, complex air receivers, boiler drums, pressurized storage, containers, condensers, liquid cooled, air cooled, superheaters, desuperheaters, economizers, heat exchangers, chemical process reaction vessels, metal vessels. So the unfired pressure vessel is meaning what you heard about unfired pressure vessel. Unfired pressure vessel contains there is no heat reaction. There is no heat reaction in the pressure vessel, because this mostly pressure vessel is mostly contains only for economizer, like flowing liquid and steaming, condensing, this type of unfired pressure vessel. Then they called pressure vessels. Then how about the gas cylinders, LPG cylinders, transportable? This type of pressure vessel is compressed by gas. That's why we call liquefied petroleum cylinders 2-piece cylinders. So they call that category as a gas cylinder. And simple pressure vessel, simple receivers, unfired, air, nitrogen, low pressure, atmospheric tank. So that's called a simple pressure vessel, because it is low pressure, contains only the atmospheric, contains only air, contains only nitrogen. So that will be called simple pressure vessel category. Okay. Then typical components of PV. So PV is a pressure vessel. This is typical components. Number 1 is cylindrical or spherical shell, form heads, blinds, covers, flange plates, openings, nozzle, supports and supports. Yes. Okay. If you talk components meaning the part of the pressure vessel. Let me say cylindrical spherical shell, this one. So this is the cylindrical shell. So this is called components. This is outlet, nozzle. This is called also components of the pressure vessel. And this is dishes heads, this one. This one by fabricated or welded type or flange type, this one. Then this was also called the components of the pressure vessel. Drain, this is also components of pressure vessel. Manways, supports, this is also components of the pressure vessel. So what the putting or connection part of the pressure vessel, that is called components of the system. Okay guys, then this is the lifting lug, side dish end, cylindrical shell, support, inspection opening, nameplate. Nameplate also is called components of pressure vessel. Inlet outlet connection, that is also components. Any opening, any flange connection that is contains component of the pressure vessel. Okay, necessity of the inspection. So necessity of inspection. Why inspection is required in pressure vessels? Necessity of inspection. To determine the physical condition of the vessel, systematic and periodic inspection will also reveal the following: corrosion rate, remaining corrosion allowance, forecasting future repairs, replacement, minimizing probability and instantaneous failures, causes of deterioration and taking remedial measures, statutory requirement, types of inspection, external inspection, internal inspection. So this guys, no, this is necessity of inspection. So to determine the physical condition of vessel, so that's why we required inspection to determine the physical condition of vessel. If we say if the vessel is the vessel is already used or already processed, so we conduct physical condition. So for example, in the manufacturing, the pressure vessel is under operation, so that we conduct the inspection. There is two types of inspection: external inspection and internal inspection. The plant it should be shut off or shut down to make physical inspection of that vessel in order to know the corrosion rate allowance, forecasting future, minimizing probability. So they will conduct visual inspection of that pressure vessel. They will conduct corrosion rate by measures the NDT method, forecasting future repairs. It means if there is some found on the vessel that there is some damage, so they will schedule the future repairs and replacement. So they will record that one for the inspector. The inspector itself will record what is the repair they have seen. Then they will make a report in order that in the next shut off or shut down, they will repair, minimizing probability of instantaneous failures. So this is the one. So in order to inspect, to minimize the probability of instantaneous failures. So if there is no inspection, so meaning the pressure vessel is failure because there is no reliability of that pressure vessel. There's no reliability. So continuous operation without inspection, they didn't find out the causes. They didn't find out that the pressure vessel is already damaged. Or this is part of the proactive inspection. So that's why we conduct inspection. Causes of deteriorations and taking remedial measures, statutory requirement. So this all is very important during the plant operation and process operation.